Hey, I'm going to be getting married here soon. Sorry for getting married before you, Brenda. Which is sad because I'm 5 years younger than you.
So you've decided to get married? Congratulations on that. I'm not really sure there's a need for you to be comparing myself to you, but it's great to hear that things have been going so well in your relationship.
You're 35 years old now, right? By this point, I'd say you're pretty much past your prime.
You don't have to say things like that. What do you think any of that accomplishes?
Well, I happen to still be 30 years old, and my wife is 27 years old. Isn't this crazy for you to hear right now?
Aiden, I'd be watching my mouth if I were you. I understand that you're so excited and happy to be getting married, but that does not give you permission to start bashing me like that, okay?
Bashing you? All I'm doing is saying the truth about you right now. I just think it's great that I'm going to be getting married to a woman that's even younger than myself. If you wanted to be in the same boat as she is when the wedding happens, then you're going to need to find yourself a man in his 40s soon.
Why are you mentioning that? My life has nothing to do with what you think, right? So, would you please stop it with all that jabbering on about my life?
I'm not jabbering on about anything. I'm just trying to make it obvious to you that I want you to try a little more is all. Is it not embarrassing to come in second place to me in everything?
What do you mean, Aiden? This is not some kind of competition, all right? I really want to know why you're going on and on about things like this.
Aren't you getting really worked up and afraid right now because your little brother's getting married before you? If I were in your shoes right now, I'd be freaking out. Being the oldest sibling, yet still not having a partner worth marrying yet, and considering you're a woman, isn't that embarrassing to you?
The only thing I'm worried about right now is that my little brother thinks the same way a man in the 1920s would have been thinking about things. We live in the 21st century now, and that kind of worry about marrying while one is young needs to stop.
What the heck? What are you trying to get at there?
If you don't understand what I'm saying, then maybe you need to put a little more thought into it. I don't want to talk with you anymore, okay? Just leave me alone and think about the things you've just said to me and why they'd all make me want to stop talking. Do you remember the last time you were acting out like this? You started to make fun of Dad and call him all sorts of names.
Is that when I made fun of him, always forgetting things, and asked him if he was already going crazy, or something like that? Was that really such a big deal to all of you? Because it wasn't. You all are just a bunch of tight asses.
I think we are all having to put up with a lot from you recently, because you've only become a lot worse when it comes to being kind.
What do you mean putting up with? I'm a very good son to both Mom and Dad, aren't I? I happen to be getting married early on. Very different from someone else in the family, right?
That's what I mean. I get that you're the kind of person to always think about yourself before anyone else and never think before you speak. But just remember that you should be thankful for all of us around you. If you start to forget that, then you'll be in for loads of trouble.
Brenda, when are you planning on coming here?
What? Planning on coming to what?
Huh? What do you mean by that? Don't tell me you've forgotten what day it is. You would never no-show on a day like today, right? So, when are you coming?
What would I have forgotten about, Aiden? What do you mean when I am coming? Where am I supposed to be going to right now? Was there something happening today that I need to be at?
Huh? You're lying, right? Are you being serious with me right now about that?
What is going on here? I literally have no idea what you keep going on about. Is this some kind of joke?
You're the one that seems to be joking right now. But I want you to stop that. You're going to piss me off if you keep that going, which would be a waste on a day like today.
No, seriously, Aiden. I have no clue what you keep talking about. Coming out of nowhere like that and sending me all these strange messages is not funny. You're just starting to annoy me is all.
Huh? So what you're telling me is that you really did forget about what today is? Are you freaking kidding me, Brenda?
I'm just asking you to explain to me what's going on here for crying out loud.
If my family no-shows on the day of my wedding, I'm going to cut ties with all of you. Stop it with that stupid joke already, god dang it! You are about to make me go crazy with the way you're acting right now.
What? Today's your wedding?
Are you frickin' kidding me? There's no frickin' way. So you really did forget about today? Forgetting about your little brother's wedding like that?
No, hold on, just wait a second. What are you actually talking about right now?
The fact that I have as horrible of a person as you as my older sister makes me want to give up. No showing on the day of your only sibling's wedding? Like that is screwed up. If you don't get over here right now, then I'm going to cut ties with you and the whole family!
The date that's on your invitation is saying the wedding is tomorrow.
What?
You can get mad all you want for not staying level-headed and listening to me when I said I had no clue what you were going on about. But what I just said is a fact. I just took another look at the invitation, and just as I thought, it says your wedding is tomorrow. So your wedding should be tomorrow, right?
What are you going on about? You think an excuse like that is going to work on me? There's no way I'm the one who's mistaken here.
Come on now. Take a look for yourself, why don't you? Perhaps the invitation you sent me has the wrong date on it? I'm not sure who all else might have gotten a misprint like this, but if everyone got this same invitation as me, then nobody you invited is going to be coming to that wedding of yours today.
Hold on 2 seconds. I just had a look. You weren't kidding. The date on these invitations are all wrong.
So you finally had a look yourself? I'm sure you're standing there looking like an idiot right now, but I wasn't lying about any of that. Who the heck made all these invitations, Aiden?
I did. And I went and made dozens of copies of this to send to everyone I wanted here.
So, with that being said, everyone you invited thinks that your wedding is tomorrow.
This is not good! No way! You're telling me I didn't notice this error and sent everyone the invitation? Then that means none of the people I invited are going to show up today!
Well, that's what it seems like. Besides yourself, I don't think a single person is going to be showing up that you sent those invitations to. You should have taken a better look at your invitations and had your fiancé look at them as well before sending them all out.
If none of the people I invited come today, what's going to happen to the wedding? If there's nobody here to celebrate me, then this wedding will be like hell!
At that point, I wouldn't even call that a wedding. I'm not sure what's going to happen there, but you're the one that did this to yourself, right? Your fiancé, or wife, is it? Wasn't the one to send those out, right?
That's right! I was told to be the one to prepare and send them all out. So that's what I did!
When it comes to those invitations, the date and place are the two most important parts, so you should have double-checked that. Well, it's too late to tell you that now. Everyone's already received their invites.
I want to know what to do here.
You're going to have to tell your wife about all of this, right? That should be your first step. You have to let her know about what you've done. You can't just have the wedding and not tell her anything about what's happened.
That's a good point. I'll go and tell her about all of this right now. Letting things be would only make things worse later on. I have to go talk to her right now.
Good luck, Aiden.
Crap! She is really upset with me now. I would have been better off not telling her a thing!
Had you not told her, the reality of the situation you're in wouldn't have changed. I think it was a good choice letting her know sooner rather than later. And now this means you've taken responsibility for what you've done.
Right now she's blaming me for everything, because I was the one that sent them out. If things stay this way, we won't be able to have the wedding because she's so upset with me. What am I going to do about all this?
Just a bit ago you were getting all upset with me and saying you'd cut ties to me, right? And in the end it was all your fault for this stuff happening.
You shouldn't. You don't have to add salt to my already fresh wound, okay? Right now, things are pretty tough for me, and I'm going to have to find a way out of this. Can you be a little more kind with your words right now? You're supposed to be my older sister!
Come on, you can complain about me all you want, but that's not going to help your current situation any, is it? You should have done a better job checking things over before sending those invitations, right? You had time to do all of that back when making the cards and then receiving them to send out yourself, right?
You don't have to tell me all of that now. I get it. But right now, I have no idea what to do, okay? Would you please start giving me some freaking advice instead of talking down about what I've done?
Well, when you start asking me to do things in that kind of bossy tone, I really don't want to do anything to help you.
I want to know what I should be doing right now, Brenda. If I don't act, then this wedding is going to go nowhere besides being cancelled.
I don't care about that. How about for starters, you learn from all this?
Learn from this? What is there to learn right now?
Oh, please. You know what I'm talking about. Do you have no memory of the way you've always behaved toward me? About all those times you were so selfish around me and didn't give a crap about how what you were doing was affecting me. None of that rings a bell?
Behaved? I was being that mean towards you or something?
You picked on me for not being married yet. And you always acted like you were the best because of my situation.
I was just telling you the truth.
It's a very good thing to be as confident and happy about yourself as you've been. But when you start bringing others down to make yourself look even more attractive, then there's a major problem. You would also pick on my life choices and would even speak badly about Mom and Dad in front of them. Because you always behaved in that manner around us, I find this to be what you deserve. No matter how horrible of a situation you're in at the moment, I find it totally natural that nobody wants to come and help you.
Hold up. Are you really that mad at me right now? Was I really saying that bad of things about you and both Mom and Dad?
The fact that you can't even tell how rude you were being is awful. It's very terrifying, actually. If you're never going to understand that the way you've been acting is wrong, then nobody is ever going to come to your aid when you need them.
What? What is wrong with you, Brenda?
Another thing, Aiden. When you came over to Mom and Dad's house a little while back, you went and took some of their money, right?
Wait, took the money sounds a little bad. I just happened to not have enough money for myself, so I went and borrowed some from them. Why do you know about that to begin with?
You borrowed that money? Then what happened to you ever paying them back?
Well, that's the thing. I haven't gotten around to that part yet.
So then you probably shouldn't say you were borrowing it then yet. Do you even plan on giving them that money back?
I do, of course.
When?
I don't know when just yet.
Well, look at that. You don't care to get them that money back. If you cared to, then you would have given them a time frame so that they could hold you accountable. The fact that you are this troubled and always cause problems for the family is probably why you're getting what you deserved now, right?
I never meant to do anything wrong, though. I'm sorry, Brenda.
What? What are you feeling sorry about? I'm pretty sure you're only saying that to get me to be quiet about all the wrongs you've done to everyone around you, right? It's not going to work, so don't even tell me you're sorry again.
Hold on, though. I really didn't know that you've been this upset with me. I was just teasing you is all, and there was no greater meaning to it.
Even if that was all you meant to do, you still hurt me. You knew that too, because you were poking fun at me for things that one of your age shouldn't be doing. Since you act that way with me so much, I'm sure you act that way with people outside the family as well.
I seriously never noticed that any of what I was doing was bad, though. That's why I'm being honest when I say I'm sorry. I never meant to hurt you in any way, alright? I want you to understand that, okay? I really do feel sorry about all of that right now. From now on, I promise to think about how I talk with you before I speak.
Are you sure you're being serious enough about that? Is it okay for me to believe you then?
Please, believe me. I'll make sure that money I got from Mom and Dad is returned to them as well. I'll even go and apologize to Mom and Dad as well. I had used too much money on the wedding, and had nothing left to put towards bills and food. So I was just planning on borrowing some from them is all.
You stole the ability to retire from Dad, you know.
Well, I never meant to do that to him. But now that you've said all this, my eyes have been opened. From now on, I'll be more careful of what I do and say, and make sure to take responsibility for my actions. Once again, I'm sorry for never noticing any of this and hurting you.
If you've come to understand what I've told you, then that's good. I'm going to give you a call right now. Luckily, you were able to have a good wedding after all that.
Brenda, thank you so much for everything. This is all because of you and has nothing to do with me. The fact that you went ahead and called everyone in the family and let them know about the mistake I made, and you talking with the manager of the building and asking them to start the wedding a little later for me. We were able to wait for everyone to come here, and from there, we were able to have this wedding. I am so thankful for all of that.
You're welcome. And you'll be thanking me for all that for the rest of your life.
I really will.
After seeing my little brother begging me to help, I couldn't just sit there, even if you've been such a jackass to Mom, Dad, and I.
I wasn't really begging.
Well, when you were on the phone with me, you sure sounded like you were begging. Well, that doesn't matter now. Just don't forget anything I've said to you today, okay? If you begin to clean up your act, then I'm sure in no time good things will start to happen to you again.
I totally understand that now. From now on, I'll try harder to show you just how thankful I am for everything you've done today. Thank you again, Brenda. Wait, thank you for literally everything, Brenda.
If you're still able to apologize and thank me like that now, then that means you still have a chance of being all right. I'm actually a bit upset that things turned out this well for you in the end, but I think this is a good turning point for you. Now, you make sure to treat your wife kindly, okay? In the end, thanks to all that work I put in, the wedding was a success for my brother and his wife, albeit starting 2 hours after it was planned for. Because of all my effort, I would be thanked by both my brother and his wife for a very long time, showing that they still had not forgotten about what happened. I didn't know how things would end for Aiden, but the fact that he was able to have his eyes open to his actions and learn from them is wonderful. He even came around to paying my dad back for all the money he borrowed before. It seems that everyone is a whole lot more content with my brother now, and you could call this a happy ending for everyone involved. And because of that, I'm a whole lot more relieved than I was before my brother's wedding.